And good morning and good afternoon, everyone. And welcome to this Broadway Zoom musical featuring Joe Fontechia. And where you guys are in for a treat. I did hand out some educational or informational materials in the email. So what you sent me, Joe, they all have it in the email.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I put that in the email as an attachment. So he might reference this material at some point.
Okay.
All right. So without further ado, do you want to put that up now? I'm getting ready to switch
Wait,
camera.
wait. Can you see me? Okay.
Not yet, but I'm going to put you on now. Here we go.
All right.
There's
Oh, there I.
Joe
Oh my God.
Fontesh, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Robert Roman. Give him a round of applause. Thank
Yeah.
God. Thank God. From Tucson, Arizona, he was helping me, folks, attach this new computer. As you all know, Marco was here last week, and Marco was here in Florida. And some of you might have had an opportunity of hearing him and seeing him. Well, when he came over here, I'm in Sun City Center, so you know where I'm at. He disconnected everything in the store, the TV, the organs, the monitors. So when I walked in today, everything was all over the place. So within a matter of an hour, Robert Roman has been communicating to get this all together. So I hopefully it can be heard correctly and everything. This is a Broadway show, and I'm not going to talk too much at the beginning because I want you to hear a lot of music. As I did in my life, was very successful in being musical director for quite a few shows out of Chicago. And playing songs from shows is a little different than just playing songs as you get like Misty and Stardust. Those songs are written for you just to have an introduction, play it, and an ending. But when you play Broadway songs, they are a story. You've got to think about how it is in the play, and the song is depicting the story. Now, I'm going to start off with a Circle of Life. Most people just play it for the sound effects. But from Circle of Life comes from The Lion King. And what it is, the song is representing the birth of a new lion. And they are all coming to see this new birth of the lion. And this song is representing that birth of the new lion. So there's all kinds of effects that you're going to hear. And if we would have had time, this video would have been put on here. But I have one of my students here, Tim, is going to try to hold up the video in front of you so you can actually see the video. And this video is from the movie, and it is what I just talked about. And so you're really going to hear some unusual sounds. And here is the song, Circle of Life. I hope you got a chance to see that video, which kind of picks the song up to let you know what it's all about. Kind of a little difference. If we would have had this a little earlier, I would have had that on the monitor very easy for you. It's really beautiful. And now that you saw how the song fits into the birth of the child and all the animals are there, that's what songs are all about when you play Broadway shows. So I hope you like that. And Robert sent out some information. If you got the email, I hope you look up that. It has all the famous songs. What makes up a Broadway song hit? First of all is the story. I really believe the story. Second of all, if it's a musical, it definitely is the music. And every song in that will always give you an opportunity to be able to tell what that song is. What I'm going to do next is from Les Mis. And in Les Mis, the song is I Dreamed a Dream. And why she is singing that is because she has been abused in the movie and in the play. So she's trying to get herself back. Hold on a second while I get this put up here. I apologize for that. I have that in my iPad. I have all the songs in here. And excuse me for a second. And in Les Mis, she's been abused by soldiers. And she sings this song. And it is very, very beautiful. And I have the actual score in front of me from the play. And it's really unique. Now, why I'm going to tell you it's unique. In a song, they usually transpose up. They transpose on this a whole step. That means normally you go up a half a step. But in this, they wanted it to be more dramatic at the end. So they transpose up instead of, I have it in the key of C. And if you were to get to the end of the song, they transpose it into the key of D. Normally, you would just go up to D flat. So it's very unusual how they get the dramaticness of the song. So I hope you enjoy this. This is quite unique in its, and I'm gonna. thank you. I have an audience here. I've been trying to watch. I hope you enjoyed that. That tells the story. I really enjoyed the fact that I learned something in that song that I usually transpose a half a step, and they transpose to make it more dramatic a whole step. So think about that. That's a little different if you're playing some Broadway shows. Think about how they did that in there. Plus, they made her sing it just without the background for a while, and then they came in with their dramatic music. And I used, believe it or not, the background from The Way We Were. I didn't use the regular background. I kind of like that. It's more sophisticated, more dramatic in its settings. I did happen to do different shows, and I'm going to do one at the end of here. But one of my favorites, and I happened to do some auditions for it. I didn't do the show. It was called Fiddler. And in doing Fiddler, there's so many different dramatic things that happen with that. The violins, the clarinets, the chordal changes are so unique. But again, the way they play, like Fiddler on the Roof, If I Was a Rich Man, Sunrise, Sunset, they always are setting a story on it. And the way the play starts, it starts with just the violin. I'm not going to start that way. I'm going to kind of, because I was trying to fit this together for you. And what I liked is the song was Sunrise, Sunset. So usually it's done in the middle, and I'm going to kind of do it at the beginning. Thank you. I have about 140 people behind me. It's amazing how many people come to Sun City Center just to hear music. You guys are great. Thank you. Thank you. I even have one of our students from Clearwater who came down here just purposely to get to see some music in here. He's been playing about 5 months and he's doing unbelievable. And I have to give Tim a round of applause for coming here. I can't turn the camera. So what I did is I did Fiddler, and the next one that I'm going to do is from a show, and I'm going to get the music up here because I have it in my iPad. And this, again, tells a story, but there's two parts to it. Okay, there's two parts to this because the first part has to do, it's from Jesus Christ Superstar. And the song that is sung is Mary Magdalene sings the song. And she sings it because she is singing it to Jesus. And the name of the song is I don't know how to love him. And so again, it's telling a story. And then from that, then they get very dramatic and they do the grand song of Jesus Christ Superstar. So I hope I don't scare you with the second version of this, because the first version is very, very beautiful. Again, she sings it without anything happening. In other words, no music, just on the stage. So you really have to be a good singer to go and start to sing the pitch, everything, without any background. Then the background comes in. Now, if some people, they used to have what they call a tuning thing, they would go, doo, and give you the pitch. So this is not. She would be able to figure what exactly the pitch was. So when playing this, it's... And the first words of the song tells the story. I don't know how to love him. And then the rest goes on. Thank you. I'm getting too old for that music. My heart is already going, already 180, I think, on that one. Sorry. I don't get a chance to do it. That reminds me of my rock and roll days of playing. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that. It's kind of really a little bit of a different version of a song. There's another one, and very interesting. I've done this song so many times, but I never really heard it in the play. And probably most of you have learned to play this song. In fact, Marco Mendez has a great arrangement of it. Everybody has arrangement of this song. Are you wondering what song I'm talking about? It's from Porgy and Bess. And the song is called Summertime. And I looked it up, and I realized that what the song is talking about is a lady who has a baby, and the baby was sick. Baby gets well. And all of the family is all around, and she's singing this to the baby. Not to anybody else but the baby. So if you read the words and sing the words, really tells the story of what's happening. So I really think of the song differently than the way I've tried to jazz it up and do all of this. So the next time, look up, maybe all of you have with your iPads or your phone, look up the actual singing version from Porgy and Bess, and you will be amazed. It's really done in a real operatic voice. So she's singing it like an opera. And but the background becomes blues. So here's how it sounds. like that? I love that. I can play that style all the time. That's a little different from the last one I played. So that's summertime. And if you want, I didn't put the voice in. You do a human voice with it, because that's the way it's done in the play. I hope you're enjoying it. How's the time doing? We're doing all right on time? All right. Well, I guess we're going to pick up the tempo a little bit here. And I just kind of threw this in the last minute. Always. I plan stuff. I got a program here, and the way I've always done it is, as I feel it, I do it. So everybody has everything that they're cut and dry. I'm not that way. I kind of figure all as things going on. I was looking up from where this song came from. It's actually from Mary Poppins, and it's one of the longest words. I guess it's called supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. How many of you could say that over here? Look at that. I'll tell you, isn't that very, very good? I mean, that is very good. So I'm going to slow it up just a little bit, because I'm going to also do it from another show called MAME, and I'm going to put the two together. So it's kind of going to be fun. I want to pick up the tempo a little bit. So it's kind of fun to have this happen. So here we go. So Thank you. Woo. So let's get back to what I've been talking about, the shows a little bit. Broadway shows, when you are going to play one of those songs, think about it as what it is in the play, because the song was written to pick the movie or pick the play and tell a story. Normally, if I were to play 5'2" or some standard like Misty, I'm going to do an introduction, as we all know, and then we play it, and then we do an ending. But when you play songs from shows, Broadway musicals, think about what it's really telling in the story, especially ones that are some of the slower, more beautiful ones, like I Don't Know How to Love, remember, I Dreamed a Dream. All of those songs are telling the story. I shouldn't finish with this, but I guess I will, because I usually play, I guess I have time for it, do I? Okay. My favorite show of all time is Roar of the Greasepaint and Smell of the Crowd. Oops. And in it, there's a real story behind the song. In it, it's called Who Can I Turn To? I did this last week or a couple of weeks ago for our class here, if you remember, and I gave them how to do it. In fact, when I did the show, so you understand, Roy the Greasepaint was involved with two hobos, and they had territories, like West Side Story. They had territories, and they were fighting to get control of that. Well, in the play, it's the same way. Two hobos have what are called urchins. That's their gang, and the other old hobo has his gang, and they're fighting, and that's during the show. So all the music tells the story. Well, when the show ended, this is the original hat, and I think it's really beat up. You could probably see it, because this is one that they were dressed up in tuxes, but they were beat up tuxes. So when the show ended, I said, "Can I?" They said, because they were just going to throw it out. In fact, so I've had this for years because I was musical director for that show. So in the show itself, so I'll let you know what happens. The show goes where he loses his territory, and he loses his territory, and so he's got nobody. He lost his gang, he lost his land, and he's all alone. This is Anthony Newley. So they have him walk on stage, and what happens is it gets real dark, and a spotlight just goes on his face. And the name of the song he sings is Who Can I Turn To? And when he sings it, all you have is this tremolo violins going, and he sings the melody, Who Can I Turn To? When nobody needs me. And it's telling the story again. So this is how it was. Now, I didn't have strings in the orchestra that I was conducting. I had a piano, a bunch of other instruments, so I had to duplicate the tremolo sound with the piano bass notes. And this is all you hear. And then Anthony Newley walks on stage, and he sings the melody all alone with this tremolo going, spotlight. Think of the atmosphere. It's quite chills. fact, I I got emotional playing that. I'm sorry. Listen, I always end with an up tempo one, but I'm sorry, I got to end with that today. That's just such a beautiful, and because I always think of that scene and of the play. So what you want to learn from today is remember what is a Broadway show. Broadway tells a story. The music that's in the play is supposed to depict what's happening in the play. They're just not there just to have a song. So every song is unique to each play. And I gave you a list of a lot of the plays. And I'll give you a little history right now. The most money-making show in the history of Broadway right now, people will probably think, is actually The Lion King. Made $3 billion so far. So it's really unbelievable. And of course, I started with the Circles of Life. So again, I want to thank all of you. I don't know how many people. I haven't had a chance. I don't have somebody here answering questions and all this. My email is at Fletcher Music is 5047 at FletcherMusic.com. 5047 at FletcherMusic.com. So if you want to know some more information or know what rhythms or have questions about it, I'll be there on Monday. Oh, no, I'll be there on Thursday because we have a show there. So I'll be there Thursday. I can answer your questions if you have any on what the Broadway show is about. Again, thank you all, and I appreciate you attending, and I hope you enjoyed and learned a little bit about Broadway shows. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome.
Remember how to get with me on 5047 at Fletcher Music if you have some questions on some of the music, songs, backgrounds, or some stories. I appreciate it. Thanks.